My goodness. Do you remember how early it all began? You were sent to school not to live, but to prepare. Kindergarten was never meant to be kindergarten. It was meant to get you ready for first grade. First grade for second, second for third, always something next. And without anyone ever saying it out loud, a message quietly settled into your mind. This moment is not enough. You are always on your way. Life, apparently, has not started yet. Then came the years when you were told to take things seriously. Choose wisely. Compete. Improve yourself. Become someone. And if you did well enough, you were rewarded with another ladder, another preparation, another future. And one day, not dramatically, not publicly, you stopped, and a thought appeared. Almost embarrassingly simple. Is this it? Not despair. Not anger. Just a quiet suspicion that you have been chasing something that was never actually there. You see, we have been taught to treat life as something you endure, something you struggle through until you reach a reward at the end. But no one seems able to say what that reward actually is. So let us try something dangerous. Let us question the whole thing. Suppose life is not a journey, not a pilgrimage, not a test, not a problem waiting to be solved. Suppose life is a game, or better, a dance. You do not dance to arrive at a particular place on the floor. If you did, the best dancers would be the ones who never moved. You dance because dancing is the point. Music works the same way. You do not listen to a symphony to get to the final note. The meaning is in the movement, in the unfolding. And in just this way, the meaning of life is not in some imagined future. It is in the living of it. But the mind protests. It always does. If there is no destination, it asks, how do I stay safe? And so we invent control, plans, predictions. Insurance against uncertainty. We imagine that if we can just control enough variables, life will finally relax. But notice the paradox. The more control you seek, the more anxious you become. Because control is always about the future. And the future never actually exists. To be completely secure would require complete predictability. And a completely predictable world would be a dead one. Life only lives where there is uncertainty, risk, movement. This is why games matter. A game that is completely predictable is boring. A game that is pure chaos is unplayable. Life exists on that razor's edge between order and disorder. Too much order and it suffocates. Too much chaos and it dissolves. And right there, on that edge, the music plays. Now here is where it becomes especially interesting. Because not only do we try to control life, we try to control ourselves. And when that fails, we try to control one another. This comes from a very old suspicion, the idea that human nature cannot be trusted, that somewhere inside us there is something dangerous that must be restrained. And so we invent rules, moral systems, labels, identities. But there was another view, long ago, one that suggested that virtue is not something imposed, but something that flows naturally when it is not suppressed. Because righteousness, you see, can be far more dangerous than greed. The greedy man may steal from you. The righteous man will destroy you in the name of principle. And here we meet the most subtle trap of all, the desire to be special. You must be above average, more successful, more enlightened, more admired. Even spirituality becomes infected. Look how awake I am. Look how little I care about being awake. The ego is very clever. It will wear any mask if it means it gets to feel separate. But notice this, the moment you try to be special, you step outside of life. A tree does not try to be a better tree than the one next to it. A wave does not compete with the ocean. They simply are. To be special is to be separate, and separation breeds fear. So long as your worth depends on being exceptional, you will always fear becoming ordinary, and that fear is exhausting. Now something curious happens when this is seen clearly. You begin to pull away, not because you hate people, not because you feel superior, but because pretending becomes impossible. Most human connection is built on performance, agreement, validation, shared illusions. And when you stop playing that game, distance happens by itself. This is solitude, not loneliness. Loneliness is feeling incomplete. Solitude is feeling whole. In solitude, you discover something strange. The noise quiets, and what remains is not emptiness. It is presence. Time itself begins to look suspicious. We treat time as something we have or lose, as if life were happening inside time. But you see, you are not in time. Time is in you. The past exists only as memory, the future only as imagination. Everything you have ever experienced has happened now. There is only this moment, always, and then there is death. The great teacher we avoid. The mind tries to control even this, to deny it, to postpone it. But when impermanence is truly accepted, the grip relaxes. Nothing needs to be held, nothing needs to be proven, nothing needs to be completed. Like a tree letting go of its leaves, life continues not through clinging, but through release. And so we arrive, without arriving, at the great secret. You were never meant to become someone. You were never meant to arrive anywhere. You were meant to be. And the moment you stop becoming, freedom appears.